Okay, so pardon the really bad quality. I recorded this using some suboptimal settings, but yeah. So I think this is one of the ways to offset Necromancer's weakness, which is the lack of mobility. So essentially, the build is get enough cooldown recovery for Blood Mist to be permanently on, and get enough movement speed for it to feel good. So essentially, you are a invulnerable wrecking ball. Single target isn't that great, I would say, compared to other builds, as you can see. Um, but it's decent enough for just regular quick farming of these animus carriers for elites. And it's basically like a 2-button build, honestly. Since Blood Mist is always up because of our short cooldown, and for tankier stuff, you can just press your golem taunt, and that would uh, increase the damage taken by crowd controlled enemies. So yeah, that's about it for this quick run. Took me about a minute and a half, including looting everything, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So going on to the gear. Um, Helm, just one CDR. Life is good as well. We are using overpower for now. So overpower, you want to get as much life and fortify. So back when you were looking at the video just now, I was like constantly fortified. I'll show you how I get fortification through the tree later. Yeah, just a regular chest armor, nothing special. Um, Ideally, you do want to get increased number of your skeletons, warriors for corpse generation, and mages for vulnerability procs. Gloves, just want as much crit chance as possible. And this imprint is especially important. So for those of you who have played Path of Exile, Cyclone feels really bad because of the lack of movement speed. Or the movement speed penalty, I would say. Same for Blood Mist. You really want to get the movement speed is not reduced. Pants, just generic levels to Blood Mist and Corpse Explosion. Uh, you don't really need this um, aspect. It's a nice to have, but if you have enough cooldown recovery, you should be permanently in Blood Mist. So I guess this could be good for party play or whatever, but usually by the end of clearing a pack, the whole screen is lit up with blood orbs. Boots, yeah, so this is very important for necromancers. You really need the movement speed. So evade, you give you a huge chunk of movement speed and raw movement speed as well. And the imprint, the aspect is really important as well. So while you're in blood mist, you're always unstoppable. So you always gain that 25%, and you're basically facing through enemies. Weapon, just 400 eye level weapon, and you want to get the corpse explosion cooldown for permanent sustain. Necklace, movement speed again, level of corpse skills and cooldown recovery. And this is also very important, the aspect which grants you increased movement speed. So later I'll show you that I have about 20% movement speed, 20% crit chance, and that is enough to get the build going for this aspect. So yeah, it's a feels good aspect that covers Necromancer's weakness. More crit chance, more life. And yeah, this aspect is not that great for the build because generally you want to be moving around and triggering as many explosions as possible. But for single target, it's fine if they don't move. But if you have a single target boss that moves a lot, then yeah, I could see you swapping this for increased damage based on your primary resource. That aspect is okay, or you could go for gain primary resource when you heal. So this is in anticipation of maybe Corpse Explosion getting a nerf where you have to expend essence to do it. So hopefully in the future there'll be some kind of self-damaging aspect as well. So you can damage yourself, and while you're healing through Blood Mist, you can gain essence as well to sustain it if such a nerf happens. More crit chance, more overpower damage, and yeah, more crit chance in general. So movement speed, generally while mapping, you should be about 160 to 200%. Crit chance 20%. So going on to the tree, 7 points in Blood Mist and Corpse Explosion. You're gonna have this at max level to create as many corpses as possible. Additional damage. So this would be really good if Corpse Explosion gets essence cost. So I think you would remove some of the DPS nodes and get this to sustain if that happens. And this is how we get our Fortify. So while your corpse exploding, you'll just generally be at full Fortify. And if you can perma sustain your corpse explode, you'll always be at full Fortify. So this would help our overpower damage as well and overpower chance. And one further thing that I didn't show in the video was your Book of your Dead. So as you can see, the Skeletal Warriors, you want to get them the Bone Enchant and have them generate more corpses. The Skeletal Mages, vulnerability. For the Golem, I don't think it's that much difference at level 25. There's not a lot of choices. If I remember correctly, there's a reduced damage taken, so you want to keep that. You want to keep your Golem as long as possible, I guess. But yeah, I could be wrong because I'm doing this video after the beta ended, so I don't have access to it anymore. But yeah, that's the build essentially, making Necro actually feel good and being immortal the whole time.